if you're not someone who's traditionally published, who's not perhaps already established in some way, there's a certain phenomenon that you'll probably experience that someone who's already established is not. And the phenomenon is the question of, when are you done? When is a story finished? For those that are perhaps traditionally published or have some sort of success, this question is already answered for you, right? Your book is done when you have to get it in. So if you have things saying that you need to have your book in by this date, or your manuscript completed by this certain time, or not time, but certain date on the calendar, that's when you're finished. Until then, you are going around doing your thing, and then when your deadline comes up, you hit your deadline. But for those of us that perhaps are not traditionally published, that have no external individual to submit our work to, the question about when are we done remains elusive. And it's something that I've never been able to really answer. As best as I've ever been told, it's more or less someone tells you you need your work to be submitted by this date and you get it done. Your publisher, your editor, whatever, they tell you, hey, we need it by this date. This is your deadline. Get it in by then. But it's advice that's never really worked for me, and I think for a lot of us it probably won't work, because we don't have that external individual, right? We don't have someone else demanding our manuscript by a certain date or time. Instead, it's just us. It is just ourselves to hold ourselves accountable to, which can be but man, it can be a challenge when it comes to finding out when something is completed. Because we can tinker with our stories forever. A story, even when someone submits a manuscript to, say, an editor or publisher, it's never really done, right? Like, in the sense that they could still rework it. That manuscript could still be reworked and could still be improved. And as writers, we often tinker with our work, and we'll never think it's perfect, right? We'll never think it's amazing. So the question becomes, when is it done? At what point do we submit it? And even, you've seen me on here, you've seen me finish at least 3 short stories that I've completed this year, in addition to, obviously, to the novel that I'm doing right now, getting ready for self-publication. You've seen me do it, and I still don't have an answer. I still don't know, other than simply a random date that you set and you go with. And perhaps that's the correct answer. Perhaps that's what we should be aiming for, is just coming up with a random date and saying we'll be done by then. It's tough. It can be very tough, because the want to always improve our work, the want to avoid embarrassment at submitting work that is less than subpar, is always there. But it's on us. It's on us to sort of determine when we submit our work, and it can be quite a curse. As much as it might seem like a blessing, it is, I imagine, at least for most people, including myself, quite a curse. So the question's there. When do we submit? And if someone's got a good answer, let me know. If you've got like a certain number of passes that maybe you go through, and then you say after the 25th pass, I'm done, or whatever, that'd be awesome to hear that. But as far as I can tell with my own work, it's simply a matter of just saying, all right, we're going to submit on this day. And often it's those videos you see me where I come on here after kind of meandering for a bit, and I say, all right, this weekend we're getting this thing done. By the end of the weekend, I'll have this story complete. That's often what it is. It's that cycle. It's that cycle of kind of the repeated frustration that just kind of boils over into finally you take action and get it done.